Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Perpetual Pips podcast. Once again, if this is your first episode, we have 4 others. Check them out on IGTV. I got episode 1 and 2 on IGTV, Instagram, Perpetual Pips. On YouTube, there's episode 1. And for all 4 others, hit up Breaker, Radio Public, Spotify. What else we got? Google Podcasts, Pocket Casts. Yeah. But anyways, welcome back to those of you that have been tuning in. It's a Sunday. Today we've got some good stuff for you guys. The subject today is, why are you failing? We're gonna be talking about currency pair choices, emotions, clouded judgment, no defined strategy, win it back mentality, and some good old analysis. I did tweet earlier this week that I will be looking at GER30 just to get some European stocks in there. So we're going to be doing some analysis on GER30 as well as NASDAQ. Take a look at Euro Yen, Pound Dollar, and I think some S&P 500 as well. Nonetheless, guys, let's get it. So it's a Sunday. It's always great to and analyze when the market is still closed on a Sunday, the forex market and the stock markets. It's a chilled Sunday. It's a bit cold. It's been a cold week down here in South Africa. I think we're still in the cold front. I'm not too sure. I hope you guys are doing so well and great. Nonetheless, I hope you guys had a great May. I hope you had a great May. I hope you did some due diligence and you take a look at your statements, take a look at your trades. I'm gonna be reviewing some monthlies, the monthly charts. So once again, stick to the end of the podcast for that good old analysis. What we're about to tackle is, why are you failing? Why is it that you're failing? Maybe you've gone a year. Maybe you've gone 6 months. Maybe you're 2 years down the line. And you feel you're not exactly where you need to be or where you want to be in Forex just as yet. You see the gurus, you see some people that say, oh, it took me 3 months, it took me a year, it took me 6 months. I made my first million in a year. I've heard it too. I'm sure you've heard it. I'm sure you take a look around and see all the success, quote unquote. Well, look, let me just say this off the bat. Not everybody's the same. Okay? Now, pat yourself on the back because the fact that you can go a year, 2 down the line, 6 months, continuously taking L's, and you're still out here wanting to get this Forex thing down, get the skill set, the important skill set. You know, one thing that it kept me going was always telling myself that this is a very important skill set to have. Do you understand? Let's take a look at, for example, a bank. You know, you put your money in a savings at a bank, you're going to get, highest you're going to get on 32-day notice is 7% a year, right? So let's say you put 10,000, you're only going to get 7% after a year. That's right. You're going to get about what, 700 Rand after a year. You understand what I mean? The fact that in Forex, you could put 1,000 Rand today, trade NASDAQ, and end up with 10 by the end of the day is a very, very key skill set to have in your life. You know what I mean? And so you got to pat yourself on the back. Like I said before on the other podcast, warrior mentality. It's very, very crucial. So I just want to tackle that for a second and just let you guys know that what you have done a great choice. You've made a great choice by sticking to it and sticking to your guns and knowing that, you know what, it's a very important skill set. Now, another thing to consider, or one of the things to consider rather, when it comes to why you are failing, is your choice of currencies. It's your choice of assets to trade, right? So the other podcast episode, I believe it is episode 3, I spoke about having too many pairs that you're focused on. But also, the currency pair that you're good at is what you should hone your skills on, right? For example, you know, once you have gone through that phase, which we all go through in trading, where you want to trade 15 currency pairs, right? There's an advantage to the L's that you take when you do that, because you then compare your winners, and from that 15 you sift it down to what I recommend, 2 or 3 where you know the levels, you know the price action on that pair. You know what I mean? You have a high winning rate on those pairs, right? Now, judgment can be clouded here because you could go on Twitter and you see people trading volatility indexes, or you see people trading euro yen, you see people trading pound dollar, and maybe you're a USD CHF kind of guy. You've been doing quite well on USD CHF. You understand what I mean? And so from there, you then decide to go to from USD CHF to now trading euro yen or trading volatility indexes, right? And you completely abandon USD CHF. I'm not exactly sure. I can't pinpoint why is it that we tend to do this. I guess it's because of the success factor that we see other traders having, and you can't compare yourself to other traders, right? Because you'll find someone's very good at trading Nasdaq, and they make a lot of money from it, and that is their strategy. Their strategy is to trade Nasdaq and make the most amount of money, the most amount of pips from it, and that's what feeds them. And so they don't stray. When they see other people trading volatility indexes in euro, yen, pound, dollar, they just stick to what they know. So if you're great at trading USD CHF, then stick to it. A perfect example is back in the day, I used to be great at analyzing gold. But there's a difference between analysis and trading, right? I could analyze gold to hit a few points, maybe gold to go up today, gold to go down today, analysis. But when it came to trading gold, it was a stop hunt, right? So what did I do? I scrapped gold. I don't even post gold analysis on Twitter anymore. You know what I mean? Because my focus is on what I'm good at. My focus is what I know can pay me consistently. Pound, dollar, euro, yen, Nasdaq, S&P 500 time to time, right? So you always have to make sure, especially when you're beginning, or especially when you are not consistent as yet. You have to have that currency pair, that asset that you trade, that no matter what, you'll get 80-90% win rate, right? So that you know that, okay, I'm great at USD CHF. I've been trading it for a year, and it's been paying my rent, and it's been feeding me nice. I want to go for euro yen now. But don't then start to abandon USD CHF. I recommend that you start with screenshots before and after. You put the risk and reward on TradingView, and you see if your analysis comes to light before you actually trade real money. Even further, go on a demo. Pro traders demo account all the time. You know what I mean? If you want to eventually trade a million rand account, open a demo. All right? Open a demo, test out those higher lots, test out those 25 lots, 100 lots, 50 lots, see how it feels so that you prepare yourself. But the key is to hone your skills on that one pair, 1 or 2 to 3 pairs that that if I want to take on another pair, I've got these in the back if things go wrong. Next thing I want to talk about when it comes to why are you failing is emotions. This game requires a warrior mentality. I'll say it time and again. Okay, because you'll come in, let's say it's the 1st of June tomorrow, right? And you plan, right, cool. May was great. I'm going in 5,000 Rand. I'm depositing. Boom. This is going to be a great month. It's going to be a great week. Let's say Monday open, you take an L. Maybe because of bad risk. That 5 is now looking like 2005, 2008, 3,000 Rand. You start to get emotional now. You start feeling like you're slipping from the intended plan. You were supposed to make like 10% today. and you didn't quite make it at all, and now you're down. Now you're down, and emotions start to set in, and now you don't start to use logic anymore. You don't start to use price levels, supply demand. No, you're using emotions now. Now you're like, okay, cool. That first trade took me back a lot. I gotta get back to my deposit. You know, I've been there. I've been there. And so you start to trade with emotion now. And what happens? Your 3,000 goes to zero. Or your 3,000 goes to 100 Rand. I've been there. And so you have to have those nerves of steel. You're supposed to sit back and be like, okay, today wasn't my day. That trade didn't go as planned. I'll be back next time. It happens to the best of us. Okay. You go back to the drawing board. You make sure this time that Tuesday or the next week. Maybe if you want to take the week off, go ahead. But don't now start to trade based off of your emotions. Another factor could be that you have no defined strategy. You haven't figured out who you are as a trader. Do you want to swing? You want to scalp? You're an intraday type of guy. Do you want to trade every day? Do you just need 3 days in the week? How many pips you're going to collect? How much are you going to risk? Are you going to trade divergence? Are you a price action type of guy? What works best for you? And your strategy comes from trial and error, but you got to have one. You got to write down, like today's Sunday, you got to write down, this week I want to collect 500 pips. And this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to trade this pair, I'm going to trade this pair, and I'm going to trade Monday to Friday. I'm going to trade Monday to Wednesday. I'm going to trade Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I'm going to collect this many pips a day. I'm going to trade it this time. I'm going to trade this session. And yeah, plan it. You got to plan it out, because a lack of a plan could really, really hurt you. I've been there myself. And I really been there myself. So really plan, really make sure that you have a straight, solid strategy. No strategy is 100% foolproof, but it's better to have one than to not have one at all, because otherwise you end up just trading blindly. You know what I mean? Right, so now that you've made it to the end of the podcast, let's take a look at some currency pairs as aforementioned. So we'll be starting off with NASDAQ. Taking a look at the monthly. NASDAQ started the month of May off at 8567 on TradingView. Price is currently at 9581, so the monthly candle closed at 9581. Very strong bullish move this previous month on NASDAQ. Broke through a previous resistance. Previous monthly candle closed out at about 91.59, just under 91.60. We were able to break through that this month, so I do believe we could potentially see a bit of a pullback on open tomorrow, 1st of June. Probably try find SUP at about 95 again before popping up. I do believe that we could see some continued bullish momentum on NASDAQ this month. That still remains to be seen. However, I do believe we could probably see a bit of a pullback. Not too sure if a slight pullback. I'm looking at 95 to back down to 91.60. A very drastic one, we're looking at a move right back down to the 86.90 level where it previously found support. But definitely I do believe a strong bullish move was how we ended off the week. If you take a look at the weekly, take a look at the candlestick formations over here. Yeah, the last week was quite bullish. Found support at about 91.77, and the next resistance that's yet to be taken out is the 97.59 level. That's the previous the previous resistance that we had there. Price hit 97.59 back in 17th of Feb, and that's around the time the coronavirus stuff started to really come through. So I do believe that we could take out those highs. However, do look out for a bit of a potential pullback on open, maybe a pullback for Monday. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking when it comes to the monthly and the weekly. When it comes to Nasdaq, we'll take a look at Euro Yen now. See what Euro Yen did this month. Just take away all of that. Cool. So Nasdaq started the month off at Euro Yen, my bad, started the month off at 114.375, worked its way up to a high of about 120, and now price currently was closed at 119.662. I'm seeing a what I call a bullish, potential bullish flag pattern here on Euro Yen. It was short since about the 1st of Feb. The 1st of Feb, Euro Yen has been very bearish in the long term, or in the overall trend. We could see more highs being taken. I'm seeing a double bottom on Euro Yen because previous price found stop at around the 112 level and popped up to the 137 level before falling. So overall long-term trend here, I'm seeing a bullish run first to retest the previous highs at around 112.912, so basically 123 level for the month of June. And the first test it has to undergo is 121 level. So I do believe that we could see a push to the upside when it comes to Euro Yen. Taking a look at the weekly. Yeah, quite bearish for the past bullish, my bad, quite bullish for the past 3 weeks. Large engulfing candle in the last week on Euro Yen. So yeah, definitely Euro Yen is looking to fight and get back up there, take out probably its previous highs. Taking a look at pound dollar now, just keeping those charts nice and clean. The last week for pound dollar, it was, gosh, pound dollar's been quite confused this week. Whole lot of ups, whole lot of downs, whole lot of retesting and not being able to break. It retested 1.26 and shorted all the way down to 1.20693, closed at 1.23455 for June. So that's current price for for pound dollar. Taking a look at the weekly, there is potential for price to go and retest 1.26, probably try take out 1.26470 level. But I'd like to see what this does in the next few days to a week to see if that's plausible. However, I won't be touching pound dollar this Monday. I think I'll take a look at it from Tuesday onward. But yeah, it's really been struggling. It consolidated for some weeks. It's been consolidating. Price has been trapped between 1.24865 and 1.20 for a while now. So we'd see if price is going to break out at any point on pound dollar. So that's that for the weekly. Then the brand new German 30 is what we've got next. Taking a look at the monthly. So back on the 2nd of March, it made a low at 7972. In April, on the 1st of April, price popped up 9286. Shot up all the way to 11,355. From there, the May candle opened at 10,110, shot up to 11,844, and closed at 11,675. I am seeing a bit of a resistance on the pair at 11 715 area. So I do believe that the strength of these bull candles does prove that it is looking to retest and potentially break and gap up to the 12,400 level. I do believe so that resistance could potentially turn to the support level. Taking a look at the weekly on GER30. That's a daily. Yeah, it seems like price is building up momentum. Previous sub being 10,400 level popped up. Weekly, the high is 13,827. Broke through the previous resistance, 11,355. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of potential for some continued bull moves here. However, as you could see, I will be posting this analysis on Instagram and on the YouTube channel, because I know it's hard to follow along just in voice form. But plotting the resistance level around the 11,677 level. If price is to break that, we could go up to 12.4 and then potentially a push for 13.810, especially with sentiment growing in Europe and lockdown regulations being eased in Europe. We could definitely see Euro stocks push higher. So I'm going to be watching this quite carefully, but just take note of that 11,677 previous resistance level, potential for it to become sub, but there's also potential if it bounces. I'm looking at price going back to the previous support level of 10.4 before perhaps trying to break price once again. Take a look at the daily chart of GER30. Yeah, we're having an interesting candle closure over there. Have a bit of a spinning top, which is showing us potential for price to climb higher. Excuse me. We'll see if it could break resistance. Let's see how it opens on Monday. I will be posting this on Twitter as well, some analysis for our 1 hour, the likes. But yeah, that's it. That is all when it comes to analysis. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Perpetual Pips episode 5. Thanks for listening and rocking with me throughout all these episodes. I hope that your week goes well. I hope you had a great June, as I mentioned earlier. I hope you're able to smash all your targets for the month. I hope that you keep safe in these times. Just chill at home and make some pips. Learn the skill set. A lot of people have been DMing me, especially this last week, asking me for mentorship and asking me for just guidance. And definitely do not feel afraid to do so. Hit me up, Perpetual Pips on Twitter and on Instagram. That's one word, Perpetual Pips. Working on the site. It's gonna be launching real soon. Got a YouTube channel. Just search Perpetual Pips as well. There's the first episode of the podcast is on there. And I'm gonna be posting analysis from time to time on there. Twitter is where I post the most analysis. I post almost every day. Instagram, I tend to post 3 to 4 times a week, and I post all the trades that were taken in the week on Instagram. I'm also going to be trying to be going live on YouTube or Instagram anytime soon, but keep you guys up to date, keep you guys posted on everything as it unfolds, most likely on Twitter and Instagram. Nonetheless, guys, have an absolutely amazing week, an absolutely amazing June. Collect more pips, learn, trade, and withdraw and enjoy those profits. Have a great one, yeah?